Hello friends and welcome to my YouTube channel Simply Stocks, and today I'm going to talk about HDFC Life, which is a top long-term bet at the moment and it could do really well going forward. So let's understand about the business and let's understand what you need to do. So let's get started. First of all, a disclaimer that this is not a stock recommendation and people taking any position into any share that I talk about should do that with their own due diligence and research, and I'm not in favor or against any company that I talk about. Before I talk about HDFC Life, here's a small request that kindly support me on Patreon, and once you do that, it will help me grow the channel and help you also ask me questions in greater detail. Once you get the $10 membership, you will have access to my portfolio, my watch list, and a number of podcasts that I put up from day to day. For detailed company or market talk that you want to have one-on-one with me, you can directly email me and we can work things out. Now about HDFC Life, established in 2000, they provide life insurance services. It is backed by the HDFC brand, holds largest AUM from retail clients across India, has been a market leader since inception, which is in 2000. Along with LIC, it is one of the largest, you can say, insurance provider. If you look at the financials, then Q2 FY21, we had a sales of 359 crores, which was a drop of 2.5%, but the profit grew by around 5.5%. It is completely debt free. Whatever debt is there is a working capital debt. Return on equity of the company is around 25%, which is absolutely exceptional. Operating profit margin is around 3%. High promoter and institutional holding with only 6.8% free float is a huge positive for the stock. That means large amount of equity is being held by large players, HNIs, FIIs, and you can say the big players in the market. Why the euphoria for the stock? Because the stock is trading at 80-90 times earnings. Moat and leadership, it has the leadership in this domain, leadership in the life insurance sector. And when you consider about this sector, only 2 to 3% of it is in the penetration level here in India. And even if this doubles over the next 6-7 years and we have a 6-7% penetration of life insurance with the kind of, you can say, going through the pandemic that we have had, there is a greater chance that once things normalize, people will go for more life insurances, more insurance, health insurance, etc. So this thing is going to become extremely big going forward. I have no doubt about it that over the next 6-8 years this could be huge, and that is why people is euphoric about buying the stock at this point of time. Return ratios are absolutely exceptional compared to the other insurance companies or in this sector altogether, and the company has the backing of a brand like HDFC, which would continue to do well, and there is no point you worrying about, you can say, management quality or anything of that sort. Longevity of business is always there, so the business per se is going to sustain. In fact, this is a kind of a business that should be invested upon thinking 8 to 10 years and not 1-2 years. This is something that goes on for perpetuity and would keep on churning out, say, 18-20% growth. That is what the larger investors are thinking about, and I'm also positive on the fact that the company could bring in 18-20% CAGR over the next 8-10 years. So yes, it is selling at premium right now. Quality is selling at premium. Most of the companies or stocks that are renowned, that are big brands here in India, are selling at 70, 80, even 100 times earnings, current earnings, and maybe that is going to continue going forward. So it is absolutely futile waiting for a fall to happen and then getting into any stock. What you need to do is any sort of consolidation, any sort of small dip, keep on accumulating the stock. That should be the strategy. If you look at the stock technicals, then currently it is trading at 94 times earnings, and that was what I was saying, that currently it is extremely expensive. But you need to understand that it had spent a lot of time around that 570-600 range, and at that point of time a lot of Patreon members also asked, and I gave a buy call to more people on YouTube also. On many of my videos I have taken a buy call on HDFC Life. I think it has moved up from those levels. Now to wait for the levels to come back would be difficult. I think any dips and you get into the bus, because this will keep on rising. Yes, it can correct 10-15% if the market reverses. There's no denying that. But you put in some money now, put in some money 15% lower, and even more, say 5-10% even lower. So valuations are expensive, but you need to understand that the business per se is quite unique and is going to sustain over a long period of time, and that's why people are putting in more money at this point of time. So what needs to be done? In my opinion, at these levels it's an avoid, but at slightly lower levels, say 8-10% lower. See, the markets have surged. So I would say probably wait for a slight dip, or if it completely takes out 750, 770, then yes, invest, because then it could be headed to 1000 levels, 4-digit levels and all. But it would be prudent to wait for a slight dip, maybe 5 to 8% on the stock, maybe 5 to 8% on the market, maybe around say 13,000 on the Nifty would be very good levels to get into. Don't wait for 550 odd. When I made this presentation, the stock was trading at around 600. It has moved up. I think wait for those 600, 630 levels to get into the stock. And if there are massive falls in the stock, then yes, get into it immediately. The best way to enter the stock is to wait for a massive decline in the market. Any day it can happen. Just wait it out, be patient, and then get into such stocks like HDFC Life. It is a very good long term bet. It could be a multi-bagger even from here going forward. That's why I put it up in my Friday feed. Because I have a feeling that although it is nearly 1 lakh crore or over that, I still believe that this is a company, or this is a business that could be 10-15 lakh crore going forward, maybe in 8-10 years time, maybe slightly longer than that. So this is something that is going to perform over a 10-year period. This is not going to perform say in 1 or 2 years. This is something for those people who like to accumulate stocks slowly and build positions, rather than worry about that you'll miss the bus and thing like that, because the company will keep on performing and churning on profitability. The reason is that the penetration of life insurance here in India is very less. Once even that increases by some basis points or doubles over a period of time, they will gain more market share being a market leader, and the traction in the numbers would be seen with the increase in AUM, etc., because the prices will keep going up with inflation and so on and so forth. So the numbers will be up there for you to see that the growth could be CAGR 15-18% minimum over a 10-year period, doubler over 4 years easily. And so this is something for those investors who like to put in money and kind of a buy and forget kind of a stock, because of the kind of management that it is backed by. So this was a video on HDFC Life. Please like and subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you can get my videos straight away when I post it. Thanks a lot for watching.